I bought a new machine, and it's not a sewing machine this time. Let's unbox and reveal the new Silhouette Cameo Plus, or Silhouette Cameo 4 Plus, with an amazing 15-inch wide cutting surface. I'm excited! Let's do this! I bought this on Amazon for 537 euros. This price is for the machine only. I didn't buy a bundle or anything. It's only the machine. It came from Italy within a week, and I'm very satisfied with the service provided by this seller. No, I am not affiliated with them. I just really like their service. Having a wider cutting surface is the main reason I got this machine. I don't wish to make paper crafts, but to push the limits of this poor thing with my insane fashion projects. And believe me, we will test them all. I have several projects in the line for this beautiful baby. Now let's unbox it and reveal its insides. As you could see, the machine is very well packed so nothing breaks during transport. There are a lot of tapes and fun protection sheets to remove and pull out so you can access its insides. There is a cover, an extendable tray that you can open to attach your vinyl rolls and pass them through the slit so they stay in place. There is the tool carriage, and on the back side, the famous integrated vinyl cutter. Very fancy. The tray is a little flimsy for my clumsy standards, but it's definitely a nice thing to have. I guess you could store things inside of it, but I would not do that. Some storage place on the side would have been a nice thing to have. In the package, you will also find an USB cable, the AutoBlade, several adapters from other versions of the Silhouette tools, the instructions, an AC adapter and power cable, a getting started sheet, and a 15 by 15 inch cutting mat. I also purchased other tools that I needed separately from all of this, and we will check them out one by one. Before we get into this, I need you to promise to forgive my nails, because I'm in quarantine for over 8 weeks without nail polish remover, and my nail polish is shitty enough to chip after 1 week, but not shitty enough to fade into oblivion after 4 weeks. So embarrassing. The software. On that getting started sheet, you will see a link where you can register your machine and download the Silhouette Studio. There are 4 versions of the software, the basic one that's for free and has some restrictions, but it's still fine if you're starting out. The other versions give you more freedom to tweak your designs and give you more tools within the software. You have to buy a one-time license and that's it. I'm sticking with the free version for now, and I'm still not sure if I will ever need an upgrade or not because I'm very good in adapting to the tools I have in hand, but we will see. They have a store where you can find some free and paid designs you can download to use, but I will not get into those. The Cameo Plus also allows you to connect with Bluetooth, so you don't have many cables laying around, which is awesome. But for the setting up part, you will need to connect with the cable first. The AutoBlade. This is the only blade that comes included with the machine, and it's called the AutoBlade because the software automatically adjusts the cutting settings depending on the materials you choose. It can cut up to 1 mm and it's recommended for paper, cardstock, vinyl, and other thin materials like that. Here I am test cutting watercolor paper in 120 grams with an 80 gram setting, which proved to be the wrong setting for this. My own fault, that's why the circle came out so hairy in the end, but the noise is pretty cool. I didn't want to tweak any of the settings of the machine because I'm trying to see what can be done without me messing up anything. So bear with me. This is not a failure. This is my own making. Bear with me. The second test was to draw freehand something for cutting. I am used to vectoring programs such as Illustrator and Corel Draw, which to my surprise is pronounced Corel and not Coral, so my whole life is a lie. And the lines in the Silhouette Studio are pretty straight. It is definitely not a Bezier tool that you can transform into a smooth curve. You can add more knots to your line so it becomes smoother, but it will be still a straight line. And then I set it to cut. The first one ripped apart because I'm impatient as hell, but the second one came out perfect and pretty with 2 passes of the AutoBlade. So that was interesting. The drawing tool. I bought a set of pen holders and also a set of 24 colored pens that are no more than really thick gel pens. I don't know how long they will last, but as soon as one of them is over, I will let you know. So subscribe for updates. Yes, this is a shameless plug, I will not deny. I have recently completed my fashion design certification online and I was very unhappy with the black and whiteness of my certificate. So I thought it needed a revamp. I cloned that beautiful hand-drawn flowers several times and distributed them unevenly on top of my printing area, and voila! The flowers were feeling a little left out and unable to breathe, so I created leaves to assist them in the matter. May I just remind you that with the free version of the program, you are not allowed to work on layers, so you have to delete your previous work so you can add another layer to everything. This printing job took forever, and I realized that the machine will print in the order that the objects were created. So take that into consideration. If you put one flower on the top, the next one in the bottom, and a third right next to that first one, it will not take the easiest path. It will follow the creation order. However, the final result is pretty cute and consistent. I am pleased. In order to use these pens, you have to use this blue adapter thingy that came with your machine. Now about the pen adapters that I bought. With this piece, you can draw using any normal pen. You just insert it, screw this doohickey to hold it in place, and insert into the slot number 1. My first test was a failure because I pushed the pen way too forward. The holder comes with this cap thingy that is designed to help you set up the pen properly, and I didn't know that. And after this tiny adjustment, everything worked perfectly. As a final test, I imported one of my dancing cats, drew it first, added an offset, deleted all of the inner lines after clicking the option to release the compound path that works just like an ungroup option. Then I could cut it. I tried tweaking the settings to have a perfect cut on my watercolor paper, but still no success here. I have to do a little research on that, but now I have a nice, cute little kitty. And I guess this is how you make stickers. I guess you know that cutting and painting paper is not why we're here today. The Rotary Blade. This is the first time in Silhouette history that they are bringing the Rotary blade to their toolset, and that is a game changer for those of you that, just like me, are more interested in the fabrics than the paper cutting side of this. And it is supposed to mimic one of those roller cutters that we all should have in our sewing kits, and it works as a swivel knife as well. It makes precise cuts and amazing curves. It was an absolute nightmare to find this. It was sold out everywhere, but I was lucky enough to find one in a very sweet small online shop in Germany. I totally recommend them too. I'm not affiliated, but they are also sold out for now. I guess I took the last one. I put this baby to the test with a heavy interface satin, cutting with a thick canvas setting to see how it goes. Again, I didn't tweak anything, just to give it a raw go. The first cut was an hexagon, and it didn't work out. The second try, I passed the blade twice, and it also didn't work out. For this, I also bought a cutting mat 12 by 24 inches with a strong grip. All of the cutting mats have this tacky surface that makes your materials glue to it so they don't slip away, and the strong grip are the ones recommended for fabric. There aren't any 15 inches by 24 cutting mats from Silhouette yet, and I bought a generic one because all of the other ones were sold out everywhere as well. As you can see, it's already full with lint and cat hair everywhere, and I have no idea how I will clean this up. If you have any ideas, please leave me a comment below because I am clueless. So for the third test, I decided to cut my own design, an adorable poodle that I drew on Corel. I exported in PNG and opened in Silhouette Studio. In the free version, you're not allowed to import SVG files, and in the version of Corel that I have, I'm not allowed to export in DFX. And as I am a stingy person, the workaround is to use a PNG. First, I exported only the lines, but I encountered the problem that all of the rotary cuts were on the inside of the poodle and not on the outside where they should be. After banging my head against the wall for hours, I found the solution to paint the poodle black, export it to PNG, open in Studio, use the tracing tool, and delete the PNG. Bam! Problem solved! The swivels were on the outside, but totally unrelated to the poodle. But whatever, I cut it, passing the blade 3 times, and it worked out. I just had to cut some of the edges with the scissors, but the overall result was so cool. Look at this poodle! I also wanted this poodle to have a white outline, so I imported the poodle again, traced it with the tracing tool, and added an offset. I deleted both the black poodle and the inner outline, and had it cut with a thin cotton setting, passing the blade twice. It worked perfectly. Here you can see the unrelated swivels, and I have no idea why they are there. But whatever, I am very happy with this. Because with my earthquake hands, I would never be able to cut such a beautiful poodle only with scissors. The Kraft blade. The 3mm Kraft blade is also exclusive for the Cameo 4. It was designed to allow you to cut special materials such as chipboard, leather, and craft foam. Contrary to the AutoBlade, this one you have to adjust manually, so you have to insert it into the carriage, choose the materials you want to cut, check the settings in the software, remove the blade, rotate it until you find the depth that you need, and put it back in. They suggest you start with a lesser strength and range so you don't ruin your materials or mat. I started with the general settings for sweet leather, but I reduced the strength and I did only one pass, and it was enough to cut through. I don't know what happened, but the flower didn't come out as I wanted. First, I thought it was a problem with my file because this was an imported PNG I made myself. But after cutting a perfect flower from craft foam, I reached the conclusion that the mat was not tacky enough to hold onto the sweet, so it danced around while the blade was cutting through. This is definitely something I will need to troubleshoot for future projects. One pass was more than enough to cut this because this blade is sharp and this Cameo thing is really strong. I am very satisfied with this. Seriously, I'm so positively surprised with this thing that I am in love, definitely in love with this machine. It's nice to review something that works for a change. I am aware my test didn't come out perfect, but I wanted to see what this machine could do without my interference. For my first project, I will definitely tweak everything necessary so that it bends to my evil deeds. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to clarify something for you. If you like sewing shenanigans and crazy fashion projects, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!